believe this is the best TV series that I've ever watched. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Nick at Talk and Review. So today we're going to be reviewing the TV series Kingdom. So this is going to be part of our Frank Grillo week. So if you haven't done so already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. So this series was created by Byron Belasco. It has 3 seasons and we definitely need a number 4. If I was to run down the plot quickly, because there's so many elements to this series, it would be a dysfunctional family trying to build a successful MMA gym. When you hear MMA, don't go into this thinking blood sport. This is very much a family drama with MMA in the background. So why do I like this phenomenal series? It's dark, it's gritty, you've got addictive characters. Byron, who created this TV series, his writing is just so amazing, and I think that's what makes this show really stand out. So what really surprised me about this show was that it got so many real life topics. So you had, for example, mental health, sexuality, prostitution, drug addiction, financial problems. The list just goes on. Right, let's go into the characters. As we're doing Frank Grillo week, let's start with Frank. So he plays Alvi Kalina, and he's the one who's trying to run this MMA gym. He's been a fighter previously, he's retired, and he's trying to build this gym up. For me, Frank is absolutely outstanding in this. It's definitely his best role that he's done, and I feel that he really nailed this character. What I found is that he was badass, but he didn't really need to showcase it through violence. It would just be his presence and the dialogue that he uses. And one scene in particular, he goes and rescues one of his fighters who she's got herself in a sticky situation. My expectation was he was going to go in there and beat the shit out of everyone, but he just walked in there and everyone knew who he was, and that had more of an impact than him just beating everyone up. Alvi throughout the whole show demonstrates so many flaws, but you always feel that you're rooting for him. You're always wanting him to overcome any problems that he has. And what I find strange is Frank is a big action star, and I think it's great that I feel that his best role is something where the action is quite limited and it's more based on his acting. Keeley Sanchez, she plays Lisa Prince. She plays Alvi's partner, and what I found really refreshing is that she is shown to be a very powerful woman and someone that knows what she wants and doesn't take any shit. Again, she's another character that showcases issues that she has to deal with throughout the series. And what I liked was I felt like I could predict what was coming up, but that never happened. And that's what I loved. It wasn't predictable whatsoever. Frank and Keeley had some very intense moments as Lisa and Alvi, and I feel like they really played off each other, and you could feel that sort of chemistry sort of jumping off the screen. Jay Kalina, played by Jonathan Tucker. Wow, what a character. I'd probably say this is my favourite TV character, hands down. He plays Alvi's son in the TV show, and he's someone who wants to build his career up in the MMA scene. Again, he has to deal with his demons. This is along with the booze, the drugs, the bad temper, the women. And what you see throughout the series is he's a sort of mixture between Alvi and his mum. And what I got from it is that he's just craving to be loved and appreciated, of which he didn't get from either of his parents. He brought some awesome humour to the show, and he balanced that with some really intense scenes, and some that really stood out to me. He wasn't even doing any dialogue. He had this stare of where he didn't need to say any words, you knew what he was thinking and what the emotions were, and it was just absolutely fantastic. He has an awesome bond with his younger brother Nate, who I feel that he wants to be that sort of father figure and ensure that his brother is on the right path. As well as that, Jay is absolutely ripped. Right, on to Nick Jonas. Whew, he really surprised me. I think quite a lot of people would think, okay, Nick Jonas, yeah, he's just a pop star. But for me, it was very quick for me to think, I'm not watching Nick Jonas, I'm seeing Nate. And he really embodied that character. He's very much the polar opposite to Jay. Where Jay is very loud, Nate is very quiet, reserved. And again, with that quietness, you pick out all the emotions. And yeah, he doesn't need to say a lot. It's all in the face, the eyes. He played that brilliantly. Again, he's another character, has his own issues that he has to deal with. Seeing that develop to then what it finishes with is fantastic. Ryan Wheeler, this character is fantastic. He comes in, has a love triangle because he was dating Lisa, and while he was in prison, they broke up and she got with Alvy. And Alvy's training up Ryan, so there's a bit of a mess going on because Ryan still loves Lisa. He's trying to build himself up because he was sent to prison for paralysing his dad. So you see a transition or a journey of him trying to deal with his own demons, rebuild himself, build a relationship with his dad. And again, you have another brilliant chemistry with a character called Keith. Some scenes with him are upsetting or intense, and it really delves into the mental health aspect. And there's one scene in particular, I won't go into what it is, but it's with his dad, and Ryan really has to make a decision, and you can really see that it's really eating up his character. The mum on the show, played by Joanne, what a role she had. She was playing a heroin addict who's a prostitute. She has a pimp in the show, and she had to really deal with some dark scenes in this TV series. And for me, she really played that well. And she's estranged from her boys, so she's trying to rebuild that relationship throughout the TV series. I don't want to go into it too much because if you haven't watched it, I think it's good for you to experience that through the show. You have some awesome side characters. I mentioned Keith earlier on. He was absolutely phenomenal just with the small scenes he has. He has a really big impact, and even though some of the scenes are comedic, again, as I said before, it highlights that mental health. You then have Alicia, who is one of the fighters that comes to Alvy's gym. She looks fantastic. She wants to progress in the MMA world, and she's a tough cookie on the outside, but again is a bit of a softie in the inside. She had some awesome scenes. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil it. She has a family member that also comes into the show, and I feel that changes up the dynamic of the show. So this TV series is like a roller coaster of emotions. It has so many good scenes. For me, it's very motivational, and when I watched it, I wanted to go train and make sure that I'm looking after myself. Drop me a comment down below, guys, if you have watched this show. What did you think of it? And hit that like button if, like me, you went on a Frank Grillo binge. And I need a season 4. See you on the next review.